Hey guys, what is up and welcome to Rise, Reign, Roll. I am Rebecca, your host today, and I'm really excited about this video because I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that entrepreneurs need to trash. Today we're going to be talking about what entrepreneurs really need to trash, and I'm not just talking about their post-it notes, and I'm not just talking about the types of pens. I'm talking about the real stuff that they need to trash, the big stuff that they need to take out to the dump immediately. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, whatever. Was it $100 or was it $200? I don't remember. Anyway, here we go. Step 1, negativity. You guys have to trash negativity. In order to be a productive entrepreneur, we have to think big. We have to stay in this creative space. We have to believe in what we're doing ultimately. And if we don't believe in what we're doing ourselves, we will never succeed. We have to show up day in and day out to be productive and to be positive that our business is going to work out, even in the times when we think it is totally not going to work out, when we are broke and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't possibly do this anymore. Am I crazy? Why am I doing it? And that is the precise time that we need to keep pushing forward. That is the precise time we need to level up our positivity, just those couple of ounces. You know, I watched a podcast earlier this morning, listened to a podcast earlier this morning, because who watches a podcast? Anyway, I was listening to a podcast earlier this morning, and they were talking about the neurology of our brains and how we actually are not created to be uncomfortable. Well, okay, so positivity is uncomfortable. Positivity is something that is going to challenge us day in and day out, and our brain is going to fight back and retaliate. We're not really wired for that. So keep that in mind as you're building this and as you're creating your business. It is an imperative piece. Before we go to step 2, I want to thank the people who have been following my Insta and have been answering my questions on Insta. Thank you guys so much. These were my favorite comments of this last week. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has contributed to my amazing growth in this last week. I am so grateful to all of you. So thank you so much. Here we go. Step number 2, being a follower has to end. As an entrepreneur, we have to initiate. We have to push the limits. We have to challenge our teams in the way that we're thinking. We have to be in this space of belief pattern and creativity and being able to think outside the box. And in order to do that, you can't follow anybody else. You cannot be looking at other people. And this is the biggest thing, I think, for most people nowadays, because we are looking at social, we're looking at YouTube, we're looking at other places. We're like, oh, this person's successful because they have 200 views. This person's successful because they have 500 likes. It doesn't matter. What makes you successful is that you're doing the thing that you are most passionate about. What makes you successful is the thing that levels you up in your mentality and your productivity and your heart. Those are the things that really make you successful. When you are just kind of floundering around looking at what other people are doing, what other people are posting, and comparing your business to theirs, you will never get out of the slump that you're in. Number 3, social media. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. But I don't mean it in the way that you think I mean it. So what I mean is, when we quit social media as entrepreneurs, there are good times and there's bad times for it. Good times, when you're productively doing business, when you are asking for business, when you are liking something to ask for business, when you notice that somebody has liked something that you are now going to ask for business. Do you see the common denominator here? Anybody? If you are asking for business on social media, then it serves you. But you ultimately know if you are using it for business or you're using it for something else. Because most of the time, we're just sitting here scrolling. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God, the last hour, I don't know what happened to it. What happened? I haven't been even doing anything. Like, that is an abomination. And you know what I'm talking about, because this happens to everybody. And if you put timers on your social media, you will be more productive. If you check your email at specific times, you will be more productive. I don't know who does that, but I might have heard that it is more productive. So try it out, try it on for size, see if it serves you, because if it does, then you've learned to leverage up your time that you have when you are focusing. So what I mean by that is, when you then have 45 minutes of focused, energetic work, it is a game changer, because you know that you're actually working. There's so many ways to be a procrastinator. But we'll discuss that tomorrow. Number 4, impatience. Being patient is vital for the entrepreneur or the businesswoman or the stepmom or whoever you are and whatever business you are pushing. It does not matter. You being impatient breeds negativity. And what was one of my tips? No negativity. You cannot allow that in your life. Put a boundary and stop giving the straw to people to suck the life out of you. I mean, let's be real, guys. This is where the best of the best really pivot, because when you pivot into a space of I'm going to be patient, I'm going to be positive, it's going to work out, and there's a reason I'm sitting here today, there is a reason I'm exactly where I am today, and I don't know who this is going to, but whoever it is, I hear you and I feel you, and I would love to hear from you on my Insta. DM me, because I am just loving the energy today. I've heard this so many times from so many entrepreneurs. It is the biggest thing to leverage your business up. Number 5, being comfortable. So when we are entrepreneurs, we are stepping into a space of chronic discomfort, whether that's chronic discomfort from making a phone call that we don't want to make, to chronic discomfort to posting something that we don't want to post, to chronic discomfort of putting ourselves out there in a YouTube forum. I don't know, maybe that's just uncomfortable. But this discomfort breeds expansion. But expansion is necessary for your life, and it's necessary for your business, and it is most necessary for your business. We can avoid it in life and bounce right back. I was listening to a speech that was being given to college students that was basically telling them that when you're juggling a bunch of different balls, that your family, your health, your relationship, your friends are all glass balls, okay? And your business is like a rubber ball. And that if your business falls, it'll bounce back. I call BS on that. I'm sorry. Because when you drop the ball in business, you're dropping the ball in other places as well. Because if you can't hold your standard at a certain level for your business, you can't hold a standard for a certain level in your relationship, in your friendships, in your relationships with your children, with your relationship with yourself. You name it, that is a consistent thread of a habit. So I want you to ditch the habit of being comfortable, because when you are not comfortable and when you're driving forward and you're pushing yourself on a different level of your business, of your relationship, of everything, because you are leveling up and it is uncomfortable and it's a transformative process, that's, ladies and gentlemen, when you transform your life. Because as an entrepreneur, you have to push harder. As an entrepreneur, you have to push further. And as an entrepreneur, you have to push in a way where nobody can really understand. That's why, as you talk to all of your friends and you share with them, oh my gosh, I'm going through this whole process and I feel so alone. They're like, yeah, I feel so alone too. My job just put me in another corner and now I feel further away from my coworkers. You know that you can call BS on that exact moment because they don't get it. And that is when you're growing. So you need to stop handing the straw to people who are sucking the life out of you because you expect them to commiserate with you, or you expect them to understand where you're coming from when they are not pushing themselves to transform. They're not pushing themselves in body. They're not pushing themselves in business. They're not pushing themselves in their relationship. They're not pushing themselves in their lifestyle. Wherever that is, pushing yourself to the next level to be just uncomfortable enough. Just uncomfortable enough. That is where life of an entrepreneur begins. Last tip is laziness. I know. It seems like a cakewalk because we get to work from home and be lackadaisical and do things at our own pace, and we pay ourselves. So like, what does it matter? Heck no. You know, as an entrepreneur, that when you are crushing it, when you are really grinding, you have to operate at a different level. You have an expectation of yourself that it's a lot higher every single day. This is an important aspect because when you actually grasp onto this lack of laziness, you realize that you have to meet things head on. You have to crush things head on consistently to be productive as an entrepreneur. This is what will discern you from the rest in so many ways without rest. And there's a reason for that. You know, Gary Vaynerchuk says a lot. It takes hustle, it takes work. The law of attraction does not work without action. There's a reason for that. You need to keep on grinding. You need to keep pushing at all hours of the day. you know, the amount of time that I was on Facebook, as a matter of fact, as a financial advisor was significant back in the day. I used to fish out people and be like, oh my gosh, I saw how you posted this. And oh, by the way, are you interested in this? And oh, hey, by the way, nice to meet you. So great to connect with you, blah, blah, blah. And it was not for the lazy. And entrepreneurship is not for the lazy. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, this is the first thing you have to get rid of. Thank you so much for tuning in to Rise or Enroll. I really appreciate it. Make sure you give me a follow on Insta, and I will be sure to feature you guys on my weekly shares here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon. I mean trash, like seriously trash. Get the heck out of here, trash. Get it out of your life, trash. Okay. Oh my God, I want to live it crazy there.